I'm on Palomar Mountain riding the dome of the Hale telescope. Now, people call this the world's greatest eye because its powers are so enormous. It collects the light of 1 million human eyes. It can pick up candlelight at a distance of 10,000 miles. It can see 10,000 million light years into space. I mean, far out. Come on inside with me. We're about to look 8 billion light years into space. And here to guide us through the galaxies, world-renowned astronomer, Dr. Jesse Greenstein.
Hi, John.
How you like it up there? Well, I think this is pretty far out, sir.
You want to start turning the dome just to see how that works? First, before we do that, we've got to open it.
All right.
So let's get the opening. That's right.
Look at that. Now, the whole roof moves independently of the telescope.
That's right. It takes a skilled operator, and of course, then the first thing you want to do is open the mirror cover. If you want to do that, that switch is right over here.
Okay.
Why don't you just push the switch away from you? You'll hear a noise opening this 200-inch mirror to the sky.
Look at that. That's really the heart of the telescope, that incredible mirror.
They're pie-shaped segments that one goes over another, like an iris in a sense.
Isn't that amazing?
Okay, I think it's about time now we could get into the cage.
And we get to take a look.
We get to take a look.
You can actually see, you have a viewpiece here.
Yeah, we have an eyepiece which is used mainly for centering of the field.
Yeah.
We tend not to actually look during any serious observation.
The Hale telescope weighs 530 tons, but it's so delicately balanced that the tiny motor which moves it generates only 1/12 of a horsepower.
The best thing, since this seat is tilted at a crazy angle now, but it'll be more comfortable later, is just back in.
Now I can hold on, there's nothing.
Hold on to everything except for one button which you can't risk. Okay, you're
I'm
fine.
a little sideways here,
That's
actually.
all right. Are we hitting anything?
Good. No, sir.
All right, now see if you can get your eye up to that eyepiece here where the light...
Right here?
Yes.
Now what am I going to see? What am I looking at?
You're looking, just at a star 10,000 times brighter than the sun or something. It's in the Andromeda. You've seen the Andromeda.
Is that right? You mean this is a star in Andromeda?
That's right. That's right.
You're kidding.
I'm not kidding. We seldom... At least we hope we're not kidding.
I beg your pardon? Far. In 1919, astronomers saw something only visible during a total solar eclipse. The sun's gravity bends passing starlight. Astronomer Edwin Hubble's later discovery that the furthest galaxies move the fastest added further confirmation of Einstein's general theory of relativity. Einstein and Hubble had redefined the universe.
You see now how we can move any part of the sky. Now if you lean forward, I think you can see this object in the distant system.
Before us, a gigantic nebula. The spectacular remnant of an ancient stellar explosion. Wow. What we are seeing in the night sky may be the death of a star, a long past event, the light of which is only just now reaching us. Not even the stars are eternal.
Stars live and die.
It's a living entity.
As far as I'm concerned, the stars are life in the universe. The star is born out of dust and gas. It lives and it dies.
What is a galaxy?
A galaxy is a family of stars.
That's how you would describe it.
Yes, 100 billion stars moving together under their mutual gravity in a giant spiral pattern like Andromeda.
Now, our galaxy is the Milky Way.
That's right.
So, what was at the beginning then?
It was like a cosmic egg. The universe began with this big bang of hydrogen and helium, in which all the energy and ultimately all the matter of the universe was concentrated. By finding that the more distant objects moved faster and faster away from us, we deduced that it was not just a simple motion, but that space itself was expanding. The sun gave birth to the planets, we think, in a much more peaceful way. at a very low temperature, in fact, against this enormous temperature measurable only in the billions and billions of degrees at the beginning of time.
What was the Earth like originally?
Well, we sort of think it was like these pockmarked planets that we see from space now, covered with debris formed by the gradual accumulation of impacting small asteroid-type bodies, hunks of rock hurtling in.
The early history of our planet and the origins of life on it remain shrouded in mystery. Scientists can only speculate on the convulsions which led to the formation of cells capable of reproducing themselves. In one of my favorite poems, Langdon Smith says it best. When you were a tadpole and I was a fish in the Paleozoic time, and side by side on the ebbing tide, we sprawled through the ooze and slime. The eons came and the eons fled, and the sleep that wrapped us fast was riven away in a newer day, and the night of death was past. Thus life by life and love by love, we passed through the cycle strange, and breath by breath and death by death, we followed the chain of change.
With space exploration, we looked through our own solar system, a rough dozen planets and 20 satellites or thereabouts. They're all miserable places. You know, we wouldn't live there.
Yeah.
We seem to be in a very strangely fortunate world.
What you're looking for most specifically is that other stars like our sun probably have planets around them. Is that right?
I was interested mostly, since there is a great interest in other intelligences and other worlds, and first finding if there was one other world in which anything could live.
How many galaxies are there? Do we know?
Well, we really don't know. That's one of the main goals of the study of cosmology in the expanding universe. But the guess is that there are somewhere between hundreds of millions and some billions of galaxies. And each one has a population of 100 billion stars like our sun. There's no end to it. The real problem...
Is there no end to it?
We don't know. That's
Oh, really?
We don't know. Science is built...
Science cannot tell you that.
But not yet. We look at these things, we look at more and more distant ones, we strain our equipment and our mind. It's the process that we're trying to find out.
Yeah.
Because there's no point in giving an answer in advance. Doors beyond doors, I wish we could see through all of them.
It's going to take very special means. It's going to take different kinds of telescopes. For example, work in the infrared, where you detect the heat radiation of a planet relatively more easily than its reflected light.
We also send messages into space, abstract attempts to explain who we are. Since life as we know it is most probably near stars like our sun, we aim our electronic ears in their direction.
Carbon is formed in stars. Oxygen is formed in stars.
Yes.
Everything else was born in stars. And we're born of the same kind of material from stars.
So if that is the case then, and we feel that all the materials are pretty much the same in the universe, then if there is another planet in a situation like ours, what are the probabilities that this creation of life, living organisms, does that get to be probable then?
To me, it would seem that the fact that we are made of the commonest elements synthesized by nuclear burning in stars make us. So it's very difficult to believe that if there's a platform at about the right temperature, that life might not develop spontaneously. Well, that's pretty far out, as you would say.
Yes.
But it's true also.
Yeah.
You couldn't sit up in that chair 8 or 10 hours a night without having some belief that there'll be novelty. Well, life is the ultimate novelty.
But novelty implies unpredictability. And nowhere is it chiseled in stone that life, if it exists beyond the Earth, would necessarily have evolved the same way it has here. A tree-like creature, capable of movement, guided by some primitive impulse to seek the nutrients necessary to survive and reproduce, may be the ruler of some alien planet a billion light years away. Harvard's Nobel Prize-winning biologist, Professor George Wald, believes emphatically in extraterrestrial life. He said, "I think there is no question that we live in an inhabited universe that has life all over it."
That sense of wonder is what forces us to work, and it may be that sense of striving for the impossible.
But it is precisely this sense of wonder, of curiosity, and our compulsion to satisfy it that sets us apart from all our fellow creatures on Earth. Perhaps our search will lead us to discover that the king of some distant planet resembles one of the giant predators of our own ocean, a throwback, by earthly definition, to a time before animals had crawled out of the water to survive on land. No one can predict where our sense of wonder will take us, or what we will find on the voyage to distant worlds. And it would be rash of us to assume that man represents the highest form of life in the universe. Compared with what we may discover, we may be more primitive than this monarch from the depths of another world. What about intelligent life?
So first you've got to look. Without information, there's no knowledge. We have to expect miracles, but we have to make them work.
It may be presumptuous to assume that an alien creature could resemble us, but considering the odds, it's just as presumptuous to rule it out. And it might not only be similar, but far superior. Astronomer Richard Berenson had this to say of life on other worlds. The question has become not so much one of if, as of where. And who knows? Many of these forms of life are possibly far more technically advanced than ourselves. How would you define science? What is science to you?
So science is the use of the most sophisticated technologies which one can develop to satisfy individual aspiration. It's a song, it's a dream where you're limited by reality, but you can twiddle a lot of knobs to manipulate things too.
I love that you said it that way, that science too, this incredible mathematical, organized thing, is a song, it's a dance, it's a miracle, it's a work of art. Human beings are pretty incredible.